Thank you so much. Let's take a deep breath. Let's inhale. I know it's not an easy movie. In 2012, I was sitting in a coffee shop in Tel Aviv, and I was in a long-distance relationship with my now wife. And I was looking for my first US feature. And I was reading the newspaper, and suddenly I saw this crazy montage of a neo-Nazi skinhead named Brian Widener. His entire face were tattooed, and his entire body with swastikas and all this stuff. And slowly, in this montage, his face became normal. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. I need to read the article. And I read the entire article, and I found out that this guy made the impossible, from being a monster to a normal man. So I called my grandfather, who's a Holocaust survivor, and he taught us everything about tolerance, about acceptance, about love. And I asked him, what do you think about this story? And he said, if there's one movie you should do, is this one. And he gave me the green light. And then I called my wife, and I sent her the article, and she said the same thing. And we were looking for Brian Widener, and we didn't know where to find him, but there was a MSNBC documentary named Erasing Hate about Brian Widener, about his process. And I saw it, and we called MSNBC, and MSNBC gave us the email address of Brian Widener. And I wrote him a very, very emotional email about myself, about my grandparents, why an Israeli Jew should tell this story. And after 2 months, he wrote me back, if you're really serious, why don't you come and meet me in Albuquerque, New Mexico? So I came from Tel Aviv, my wife came from Los Angeles, and we met them in a scene like Breaking Bad. It was like a desert town and a small coffee shop. But you know what? He's the first ex-neo-Nazi skinhead I met, and I'm the first Jew he met, and we had an amazing weekend where he told me I didn't know why I was hating Jews or Mexicans or African Americans. They just taught me to hate from the age of 14. And he started telling me about his family and how he was a kid, a street kid, and he was collected by those people that gave him home and food, like a cult. So he gave me his life rights. He wrote it on a napkin. I went back to Los Angeles, and I started writing the script. Now, jump to 2016. I'm sending the script together with my ICM agents to 55 producers in Hollywood, wanting to get an answer if they invest in my film. Every single producer said, it's a great script, we love your work in Israel, but there are no real neo-Nazis in the States. It's a myth. We're not going to invest money in like 5 people from the Midwest. So I was just like really frustrated. And then my brother and my wife told me, look, all your films were shorts before. Why don't you make a short before Skin? And it will make Skin, the feature, happen. But I couldn't. How do you take this vast, crazy story into 20 minutes short? And then the miracle happened. Sharon Maimon, who is an amazing filmmaker and a good friend from my college, he called me and he said, I have a great idea that will bring us to the Oscar. And I was like, okay, let's not talk about the Oscar, but tell me about the idea. So he told me about the idea, and my jaw dropped. It was brilliant. And we wrote it over a weekend, and we called, my wife and I, we called our banker, and we said, look, we want to put all our retirement money into the short. And he called us back, and he said, it's a bad idea, do not do that. So my wife sent him the script, Skin the Short, and then he called us 5 minutes afterward. He said, it's a great idea, I think you should do it tomorrow. And that's how Skin the Short started. We shot it very fast with amazing people, with Daniel McDonald, with amazing actor, and with amazing crew. And we edited it in Tel Aviv. We did the post-production in Tel Aviv. And we sent it to the same 55 producers that said no. Now, it's 2016, Trump got elected, Charlottesville happened, the massacre in the synagogue in the East Coast, Shaarei Tzedek, happened, so the world became crazy and the states became crazy as well. 3 producers who are angels, who had the vision and the balls to do that, Oren Moverman, Celine Rattray, and Trudy Styler, said yes. So, Skin the Feature starts to go to film festivals, and then Skin the Short is trying to get also to film festivals, but we got no from Cannes, no from Berlin, no from Sundance, places that I've been with like years ago. So I was, okay, so it's not going to get to any film festival, but at least it made the feature happen. When we were in Berlin, we got notification that the short Skin won a small film festival in Los Angeles named Holy Shorts. And it means that if you win this film festival, you can send the film to the Oscar. It's one of those 100 film festivals that are legit for the Oscar. So we did send the film to the Oscar, not knowing what's going to happen. And later on, after 2 months, we're getting a phone call from the Academy that we got into the short list, meaning the 10, the best 10. And from these 10, you go into the 5. And then it was 5 a.m. My wife and I are standing in front of the TV. Our baby girl, Alma, is sleeping. And we are waiting for the results of the Best Short Film 5 nominees. And it's a miracle that we're in the 5. And, you know, it's a miracle because the short film was done for the feature film to happen. But it was the night that we will never forget. Of course, also our baby was born, a baby Alma. And I want you to see the moment that was like, you know, I would never forget it. The moment of winning the best film, the short. Here it is.
This year's short films are innovative, profoundly moving, and worthy of nominations in every category.
Set in locations around the world, they show us the best and worst in ourselves. If you love movies, you need to see these films. And the Oscar goes to... Yes! Skin. Guy Nattiv and Jamie Ray Newman.
This is the first Oscar nomination for Guy Nattiv and Jamie Ray Newman. Academy Awards for live-action short films have been presented for over 80 years.
Oh my God. Okay, I moved here 5 years ago from Israel. Laila Tov Israel, hi. And my grandparents are Holocaust survivors. And, you know, the bigotry that they experienced in the Holocaust, we see that everywhere today, in America, in Europe. And this film is about education. It's about teaching your kids a better way.
We dedicate this to our, oh my God, our 5-month-old baby who's sitting at home with my parents watching this. We hope that you grow up in a world where these things don't happen because people learn to love and accept each other. I want to thank Andrew Kalberg, Sharon Maimon, Tim Harms, all our team at ICM, our Maven girls, Celine, Trudy, Oren, if you're out there, who else?
Oren Wolverman, Fox Searchlight.
Fox Searchlight, we love you!
I love being here. It's amazing. But I want to say to each one of you, you know, the world is crazy right now. And we see movies about, you know, entertaining movies. We see superhero movies, and that's fine. That's there. But if you there, you know, you have the power to take a camera and to show real life story that means a lot, that have a meaning, that have a message to the world. It's very important for us to make this cinema because there's not a lot of cinema like that right now. So if we can bring films to kids, to 14-year-olds, to teenagers, and teach them a little bit about the world, a little bit about the message that we want to bring across, this is what we need to do as filmmakers. We have a goal. This is our goal. And now, please, I want you to see the trailer for the feature skin that was done after the short. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Guys like this only have three options. Die young, life in prison, or they start talking.
Not on our American soil! Let them leave!
It's our last gig.
Why?
I don't want my kids to be around this.
Hey, guns! What you looking at?
You?
We don't tolerate stupidity. Got that? Yes, sir!
Do you have one that you regret?
Some. Why, you got one you regret?
What was your first one?
Fred gave it to me. He took me in. I owe him.
I think real family don't make you owe shit.
So you're a family man now. Listen, talk to me, Babs. You know the Vikings ain't gonna like it.
You're better than those racists.
I don't know what to do.
In this business, you've got to stay focused or fall right down the rabbit hole.
What if I take all this stuff off and I'm still a piece of shit?
You have an out, Brian. I can help you. You don't answer your phone. You don't show up in meetings anymore. I don't even know if you're a member.
I don't know what they're gonna do. You need to get the kids and get out of here.
It's time for you to come back home.
I'm not going back.
No, you have no choice.
This is my family!
You're still breathing because I own you. And every inch of ink on you.
Is it true what Desi said? That you're an evil man?